Hello, and welcome to another episode of OBS Mythbusters. My name is Jessica, known online as TealQT, and I am a support volunteer and moderator for the OBS Project. I help out with all kinds of issues every day in the OBS Discord server. You can find a link to join it in the description. All around YouTube, searching for anything related to OBS is bound to turn up a few so-called best settings videos. These videos say that their settings are going to make your streams and recordings look super high quality and lag-free, but one look at their comments section actually just proves otherwise. In fact, in many of these best settings videos, we're seeing that creators are making some of the most common mistakes that you can make with OBS. For example, most of these videos will tell you to use the advanced output mode instead of the simple output mode. This is a change that the OBS team doesn't recommend that you make without a specific need to. Many of these videos also tell you to record to MP4, in spite of OBS displaying a big warning when you select that as your recording format. In a previous episode of OBS Mythbusters, I've covered why recording to MP4 is a bad idea, and why OBS displays a warning about it. You can check out that video right up here if you'd like. So what's gone wrong here? The answer is honestly pretty straightforward. The very idea of there being best settings, which work for everyone, is just not true. Best settings aren't real. It's misleading at best, and at worst an outright lie, to suggest that there are best settings. Not only do people have different computers with different components and capabilities, they also have different needs. Let's say that we have two people. One of them wants to record their Let's Play videos in 4K and upload them to YouTube. The other person wants to stream to Twitch and keep an archive of those streams. The best settings for both people are going to be radically different because of the different things that they want to accomplish. They also have very different hardware requirements, because encoding at 4K is going to be much more intensive than encoding a 720p or 1080p stream. In the words of fellow support volunteer and OBS expert Matt, otherwise known as WizardCM, if there really were best settings for OBS, don't you think that we would include them? Matt's totally right. If there were best settings for OBS, they would be included as the defaults, and so we wouldn't have this problem. So instead of talking about the best settings, because they don't exist, let's talk about finding the settings that are right for you. It's going to take a little bit of testing, but luckily OBS Studio has a tool built in that's going to help you get started, the Auto Configuration Wizard. Or if you're like me and you like short names for things, the Auto Config. To quickly explain what this does, everything that you can do in OBS is going to be either enabled or somewhat limited by your hardware. The Auto Config will try and figure out what settings will work for your hardware, and it's going to be basing that on a few things, such as the power of your CPU and if your GPU supports hardware encoding. OBS Studio opens up the auto config when it's run for the very first time on your computer, but you can run it again anytime using the option in the Tools menu at the top of OBS. As you run through the auto config, you'll be asked a couple of questions about what you want to do with OBS Studio. First, you'll be asked if you're going to be streaming or recording with OBS. No matter what you choose here, the actual functionality of OBS won't be changed. You can always change your settings to start streaming or recording at any time. Next, you'll be asked what base resolution you want to use and the frame rate you'd like to target. Generally speaking, your base resolution should be the same resolution as the monitor you'll be streaming from. Nowadays, this is probably 1920 by 1080, or 1080p. But if you're running OBS for the first time, it will be set up as your monitor's resolution. Next, if you said that you want to stream, you'll be asked what service you want to stream to. As of OBS Studio 23.0, if you use Twitch or Mixer, you can even connect your account and get access to chat and stream information right within OBS. YouTube is coming in a future version, but it's not quite ready yet. After that, you'll be given some baseline settings based on your choices and your hardware. Done! So now that you've gotten a baseline setting, where do you go from here? Into testing, of course. Recordings and streams are very easy to test. To test out a recording, just make one and watch it back. Don't know where to find them? You can find them by going to File, Show Recordings. The OBS team recommends using VLC Media Player, another excellent free and open source project for watching your recordings to make sure they're played back accurately. Link to download VLC in the description. If you're planning to stream and want to test what your video is going to look like, you can do so without ever going live. In the recording section of Settings, Output, if you set the recording quality to Same as Stream, you can record a video with the exact same quality as your stream, giving you the chance to make changes without ever needing to go live. Don't forget to change this back to your original setting if you record in higher quality than your streams. If you plan to stream to Twitch specifically, OBS contributor Rich has developed Twitch Test, which will allow you to see how your network will perform under realistic streaming conditions. You can use this tool to get an idea of your maximum bitrate and how stable your connection is. When you open it up, set the test's length to medium and run it on servers in your region. When looking at the results, use servers with the highest quality rating, not the highest speeds, because these connections are more stable. And remember, at the time of writing, Twitch's bitrate limit is 6,000 kilobits per second. If you're not streaming to Twitch, unfortunately the same level of testing doesn't quite exist. So you can use a normal speed test. You can estimate that your stable upload speed is about 70 to 80% of the upload speed that's reported in your speed test. Make sure that you know the limits of your streaming service though, or turn on the Enforce Streaming Service Encoder Settings option to have OBS take care of this for you. If you're primarily going to be recording and you want the best possible quality, go to Settings, Output, and select the Indistinguishable Quality Large File Size option. I personally use this setting for most of my recordings, and I honestly can't tell the difference between a game that's being rendered in real time and a recording of it taken using this preset. The difference is very minor. However, keep in mind that files recorded with this preset are going to be pretty big, so if storage is a concern, I've found that using the high quality preset produces nice results as well at considerably lower file sizes. So, to sum up everything that we've talked about here, best settings aren't real, but you can find settings that work best for you using the auto config and making adjustments from there. Thank you for watching this video. I hope I've helped you understand why best settings are a myth, and gotten you on the way to finding your own personal best settings. If this helped, consider giving me a like, and maybe even subscribing. It would really help me out. You can find me in a bunch of places online besides YouTube. Just check the description. And lastly, if you need help with anything OBS Studio, you can go to obsproject.com/help, link in the description. There, you'll find the OBS wiki, guides, a ton of information, the forums, the Discord, and more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Psst. Since you made it this far, why not consider supporting me on Patreon? You get early access to scripts, among other things. Check the link in the description or go to patreon.com/tealqt.